Hello and welcome to Everything You Could Possibly Ever Need to Know. Today, we will be continuing our series on the anatomy of your arms. Today's episode will be on the muscles in your arm. But first, a fun fact. Your funny bone isn't actually a bone. It's your ulnar nerve, which runs through a groove in your ulnar. The reason why it feels so weird when you hit it is because it's so close to your skin where it runs through your elbow. The muscular system in your arms and elsewhere in your body is responsible for the movement of your body, even though it is the bones and not the muscles that move when you use your muscles to move. In your body, there are 3 types of muscles: cardiac, smooth, and skeletal. Cardiac and smooth muscles are both involuntary, although cardiac muscles are found in the heart and smooth muscles aren't. Skeletal muscles are voluntary and are attached to the skeleton. Before I talk about the specific muscles in the arm, I'm going to give a brief overview of how muscles work. Skeletal muscles, such as the muscles in your arms, are attached to bones by tendons vary significantly in size, shape, and the arrangement of their fibers. Muscle fibers, or muscle cells, are long, cylindrical, multinucleated cells that are the basic building blocks of muscles. Groups of muscle cells are bundled together by connective tissue, called endomiasm, to form fascioles. Fascioles are then in turn held together by more connective tissue, called perimiasm, forming the muscle. At the ends of muscles, where they attach to bones, the connective tissue extends past the actual muscle and is called a tendon. Although what's happening on scales larger than the cell level is relatively simple and uniform, the real action occurs on the cell. In muscle cells, there are even tinier cylinders called myofibrils, which run the entire length of the muscle cell. Myofibrils are then in turn composed of smaller cylinders called myofilaments. It is in the myofilaments that the actual contraction occurs. There are 2 types of myofilaments: thick ones that are made of a protein called myosin, and thin myofilaments made of a protein called actin. Primarily, actin is made up of 2 intertwining protein strands, as well as the proteins troponin and tropomyosin. Even though you might think about pushing open a door or pushing a weight to hold it up, muscles cannot push, they can only contract. But since you have muscles on both the front and back of your arms, by contracting different muscles, you can straighten or bend your arm, allowing you to push on things. All muscle contractions occur when muscle fibers are stimulated by electrical impulses from the nervous system. In the case of skeletal muscles, your brain sends signals through your central nervous system, called action potentials, to the motor neuron that controls a group of muscle cells. These signals travel until they reach the ends of the motor neurons and causes ACH neurotransmitters to be released into the synaptic cleft. After they are released, the ACH diffuses and binds into receptors in the sarcolemma, causing impulses to be sent across the sarcolemma and down the T-tubules, causing calcium to be released from the sarcoplasmic reticulum. The calcium binds to the troponin, causing the tropomyosin to move, exposing myosin binding sites. While the myosin head is unattached to the actin filament, ATP splits into ADP and P, which binds to the myosin as its head attaches to the actin. As the ADP and P are released, a power stroke occurs as the myosin head pulls the actin toward it. Then, when new ATP binds to the myosin head, it returns to resting position. Now I'm going to describe some of the major muscles in your arms. But first, I'm going to explain what the origin and insertion points of muscles are. A muscle's origin is the bone it connects to that does not move when the muscle contracts, and is typically the bone with the greater mass. A muscle's insertion point is the bone that it connects to which does move when the muscle contracts. Two of the more well-known muscles in the arm are the triceps brachii and biceps brachii. Both of these muscles have origins in the scapula and work together to move the forearm. They are an antagonistic pair, which means they are located on opposite sides of the arm, and when one contracts, the other relaxes. The biceps is located on the front of the arm and inserts on the radius, and the triceps is located on the back of the arm and inserts on the ulna. Brachioradialis is another major arm muscle of the forearm that helps to flex the forearm at the elbow and, depending on the forearm's position, can rotate the hand. The muscle's origin is the humerus and its insertion is on the... Thank you for watching everything you could possibly ever need to know. See you next time.